Hello, hello. Today we're going to talk about a super important subject. It's called Death to the Scale. This sounds interesting. This sounds kind of like, what in the world are these guys talking about? But we're going to explain what this means. So, we're talking about death to the scale. So, just like a little bit of history on the scales. So, the scales were created and they were born out of a necessity for traders. So, like back in the day, whenever they were trading crops and furs and digging for gold, and they had like their gold nuggets and all these different things, they were made out of that. And as trading developed, they needed a way, and I love this definition. They needed a way to assess the value of goods that just couldn't be counted by the number of pieces. Like I said, it's gold nuggets, crops, and furs. So the weight scale, excuse me, is something that was born then and we've used it. It's been super helpful, useful. But then we as people, we take this same thought process of assessing the value of goods and attaching that to ourselves whenever we get on the scale. And you can't tell me that that does not mess with you at times. And maybe if you don't deal with it, thankfully you don't. But there are so many people that attach their value and their worth to that three-digit number that's on the scale whenever they see it. And it can really be harmful to them mentally, physically. And it's just something that we want to address because it's something that has such a power and a hold on many people that we just want to break it. So that's what we're talking about today. So the scale and checking it constantly and frequently, this is what can hinder our health journey. So what hinders our health journey is the idea behind the creation of the scale, like I said earlier, valuing or assessing worth. So a lot of times I've just talked to many people and they say they feel great, they feel healthy, they feel energized, then they get on that darn scale and that number is not where they want it to be. So then they're like, oh my goodness, I'm throwing in the towel. I'm just a worthless human being. Some people even literally take it as far as having suicidal thoughts. People like this is not something that is to be taken lightly. So if you're constantly checking your scale a couple times a day, or just so frequently where you're literally obsessed with it, call me. We'll talk about it. How to get past that mental block of, oh my gosh, this number is not where I want it to be. We'll talk about non-scale victories. We'll talk about how you feel versus what that three little pesky number says. So the scale, it does have importance, and that number does give us a place to start. However, it's not everything, and it's definitely not everything that we make it out as a society, how we make it out to be. So how and why the scale can hinder your health journey, and this is so important. So the scale is a thief. It steals your joy, it kills your gains, it destroys your accomplishments, and it can lead you back into bad habits. So say before you got on the scale, like I said earlier for this person, you were happy. You were like, man, I feel great. I feel thinner. My pants are fitting a little bit better. I just feel energized. Then you step on the scale, it's going to steal your joy. It's going to kill your gains and it's going to destroy your accomplishments. Boom, boom, boom. In like a matter of seconds, whenever you see those three numbers pop up, you're going to be like, wow, this is just dumb. So it's literally can be a thief. It can steal, kill, and destroy all those things that I just mentioned. The scale is actually a liar of true health. Like I said, people, they notice that their pants are fitting better, that their belt buckle is one notch closer than what it was, last month or whenever the last time they checked. Their energy is up. They feel better. Like they can play with their grandkids. They can run around with their kids without feeling winded. They can walk around the park and feel great, and they can enjoy the company that they're with. So like that three-digit number is not necessarily going to tell you that. The scale can make you feel like you can't be healthy without it, as if this three-digit number is what determines your health. Oh, if I was only 180 pounds, I just know I'd be healthy. Would you? So you're saying if you starve yourself and you lost 10 pounds, that you're healthy? In order for you to get to that 180 mark, you lost 10 pounds because you starved yourself. So now you're healthy. No, that number just all that number shows is weight gained or weight loss. It doesn't show you your mentality. It doesn't show you good you actually feel about yourself. It's not showing any of that. So don't let it control you. Number three, like I said, it's controlling. It can literally control you where, oh, you got to step on the scale. You better not eat that. Or, oh, you better work out an extra hour. Do that extra cardio, girl. Make sure you do that because you remember you had all those drinks on Sunday or Saturday night. You better do all this stuff. So it's controlling. It makes transforming so much harder because you're so stuck on what that darn number says that you're not even realizing that, wow, I feel great. My face looks thinner. Wow, I know I can go up and down the steps without breathing heavy. I can bend forward and put my socks and shoes on without feeling like I'm gonna pass out. Like there's so many things that that scale is not showing you, and it blinds you to your real why. So is your real reason for wanting to be transformed because you want to be a certain number or because you want to feel better and be healthy? Because if that was what you started with, that you want to feel better and you want to be healthy, you want to be able to run around with your kids and your grandkids and do better at work, that's your real why. The real why isn't your number. If you just want to have a certain number, then just you can starve yourself and you can get that number. But that's not your real why. I know it's not. You want to feel confident. You want to feel sexy. You want to feel like you can walk into a room and you can have a great conversation with anybody because you can feel confident about yourself. Number six, the scale can make developing healthy habits seem worthless because that scale might not move for a month. It might not move for a couple weeks. And you're like, dude, eating this protein and portion size is not working. So then you want to throw everything that you've been learning out the window. And that is definitely not what something that you want to do. So it can make healthy habits seem worthless. And number seven, it can cause anxiety, anger, depression, worry, stress, and like I said, even suicidal thoughts. Trust me, we have seen many of these things, if not all of them, even the suicidal thoughts, because people aren't realizing that they're so controlled by this scale. If that number doesn't move in the direction that they want it to, they become super depressed. Then they go back to eating whatever in the world that they want. They have horrible habits. They just go back to what they were doing before they started their health journey. So, like I said, I am not saying that the scale is a bad thing. So it is helpful and it's useful and it should definitely not be eliminated. So it's a tool that can be beneficial when we actually have a healthy relationship with it. So, like I said, if you're constantly checking your scale, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, this number hasn't moved, I better not eat breakfast today. If you're thinking along those lines, you don't have a healthy relationship with it. Give us a call. Of course, we're going to call and check on you guys anyways or text you. But let us know how you really feel because trust me, we've probably seen it. Oh, and we've helped people get over the hump of and the hindrance of their scale that they have underneath their bathroom sink. It's not something that needs to control your life. This is something that you can be free from. Like I said, it's definitely useful and it gives us a starting point. However, the scale does not tell the whole story of your health journey and it does not dictate your value or your worth. So, a healthy relationship with your scale helps you to know where you are in pounds or kilograms, but it does not dictate or control my feelings, my actions, or my day. That's how you know you have a healthy relationship with it. Okay, great. I got on the scale. Maybe it hasn't moved but that's okay. I'm working towards a goal and I'm feeling better already. I don't need to be dictated or my feelings hurt or upset because it's not going the way that I think it should. So, in all, death to the scale is just an attitude, meaning that the scale is not worthless. However, we just need to have a good, healthy relationship with it.